are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And today we have the Barnes and Michael show, a rendition we haven't had in quite some time.
Well, yeah, we had it. I mean, Riley, I guess.
But no,
was
I'm
here.
saying just us two. Think about it. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, potentially.
Yeah, no, probably. Definitely.
So it's
and if you're from the company, shout out the company.
Yeah, shout out the company.
This is when it's just Barnes and I. It's basically Dave Rothenberg on a Saturday with Ty.
Those were the days. Did he ever say why was it just like to have more time with his family, why he stopped doing, or does he have a podcast too, or no?
He stopped doing his podcast.
Okay, so it's just literally the only thing he does is the show with Rick.
Yeah.
I
tried calling in today, like I told you. It was the hold on a sec, sorry. It was the get in, talk to what is his name? RJ?
I think it's RJ, yeah.
RJ and and then I'm there and then beep 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 whatever, like I don't know, 30 minutes later tried calling back 50 times and I know Lonnie's going, you gotta consistency. It's like, nah, dude, fuck that.
I mean, I feel like for me, the only time I don't mind it is if it's like, we're going to AC or something. So it's like, I'm just going to be listening to the radio in the car anyway.
Yeah.
I'm fine waiting on hold. But a lot of especially during the week, because obviously these shows are during the week, I want to call in. It's like, I'm probably only going to be in the car at most for like a half hour. So it's like, I can't wait an hour for them to take the call.
Yeah, no, it's absurd. Especially when I just told you, like, dude, I'm calling about the tailgate. To shout everybody out.
Right.
Okay. And then I swear they know you're calling and they're just like, deny.
And maybe a little busier there today, football Friday.
True.
Of that, just like it is here. But I have to say, I'm pumped that it's Friday because, as you know, I've been talking to you about, I've been doing the no exceptions Monday through Thursday. So
you're so excited.
It's now the time, but still gonna go to the gym and not try to have a dozen from Donut Delight, but at the same time, I'm not like focusing so hard on everything being perfect. But I have to say, this is the third week already. And I literally just feel like $1 million compared to when this first started.
I'm glad, dude. It needs to get it. Sometimes you get to that point where that's just what happens.
And I don't even realize it because you obviously started me on this, but I was thinking about the amount of time it is. I literally pretty much, unless it's like I'm going to fall over, I need to eat. I have been doing the fast till 12 and I usually am done with dinner at 7:30. So I think that's I think it's like 16 hours or something, which I feel like is a pretty legitimate amount of time every day for the fast.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what I was trying to. That's the trick. You trick the body.
Yeah,
you're sleeping.
Right,
Tony. Get off Downtime's account.
Yeah, all right.
You're
Tony.
such an amateur.
You can't even show
dude.
up, and then you're pulling up a fur, with the comments. Okay, Tony.
Jeez, dude. Let's go to the real comments. Let's go. What is up, people? NFL Picks Day. We need a better pick week for my fellow LOL company members. We will see. #rep the company. #rep DTV. #rep Sportsport. The comparison, Michael. Nice! Exclamation points. Don't do RJ like that. Ha! I will do RJ like that. All right, I should be the first call through. Fuck everybody else.
No, that's true.
Ira from Staten Island. He calls into fucking every show. He can wait. Get the hell out of here. He calls into WFAN. So he can wait. I'm calling about the fucking tailgate on a Friday. I didn't even call all week. So we can relax with that. Horrible producing on their end. And Jake, that chief, I can't stand
Jake
him.
Assman?
I think I might want to box him, honestly, bare knuckle.
Wait, did you hear him late night last night or something?
No, I would never. It's just that he's just annoying and everybody loves him.
But I'm saying,
bit of a lag here.
But what was what was the last you heard from him?
I don't know, but there's like a lag going on over here. I don't like it.
Oh, actually, yeah. On the live stream.
Or how is it for you guys? Let us know. Anyway, great shot.
Is.
Ha ha ha. My bad. Just finished the dump.
Yeah.
Last dump run. Nice, dude. Hi guys. We lost us every game. Matthew Ryan, 2 T's. Kevdu, let's go. Kevdu in the house. Sorry, you guys been busy this week. We want the smoke. #rep the company. #rep DTV. Play your position.
Honestly, great to hear from everybody, especially Kevdu, because it had been a little bit. So I'm glad everything's good and you're just busy, and it's great to hear from you. Matthew Ryan has been a new member of the.
We're gonna unplug the TV for you.
Gotcha.
It's that or the Wi-Fi.
Do you think still continue going on right now? Everyone can hear it. But yeah, Matthew Ryan, you would actually crack up about this. And I don't know if you heard from yesterday's show, but he literally found us because he saw the video. Is his favorite. He's always kind of talking smack to him, which is hilarious, obviously. Everybody's hanging tight. We got this.
Hang tight. I think we're back. I think we're
connection
good.
Switch.
I put in the hard wire, so we just converted to the hard wire.
To hard wire. It looks like we're up.
I think we're good. Look at this reaction speed right here.
Wow.
Look at that. We're back.
I'm looking on my end.
We're good.
Was the monitor messing it up?
No. So what it is I don't have enough ports. I need another port to do wire, hard wire, and TV. So we've got some comments. We have stream is crystal clear. What's up, Tony from Kevdu? You're back. Let's go. I'm hardwired right now, Tony says.
Tony's jacked up. Do you think he started drinking already?
No, but I'm glad he's in a good mood though.
No, I'm just kidding. But actually, I don't know why I said this, but yesterday I remember I said something because I didn't know that he wasn't going to be here, and I was like, oh well, we're jacked up for Friday. If you need a couple shots of Jack before the picks, I was trying to get him fired up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's my fault, Mikey. I should have left my adapter.
The adapter.
It's all right, dude. I forgive you, man.
Now this is such a random question, Michael.
Yes.
Because we were talking about me with the regimen so
yeah,
far.
I love this.
And
this is the part of the sports where I like.
Oh, I know. Because when we actually had the show just me and you, I feel like we were talking about it a lot earlier this year.
Yes.
But is this stupid? So I know I'm making progress, but I hadn't checked in exact number weight wise in a long time.
I don't look weight.
So you think I'm fine with I'm almost thinking maybe I'm gonna give it another 3 weeks or something, because I just feel I don't want to look at it and then be discouraged.
Dude, I never look at my weight. The only time I look at my weight is to see how much of a savage weight wise I am.
Yeah.
That's the only time. But other than that, it's all feeling.
Yeah.
How the pants feeling? Yeah. How's the shirts feeling?
But also though too, you're in a you're in a different you're trying to get jacked.
I understand.
What I mean?
I understand. Yeah. But even when I was trimming, because I was trimming.
But come on, you were never
dude, it doesn't matter. Everything is fucking based for yourself.
Well, I feel
that's saying, oh, your life isn't hard because my life's harder. No, but it's like that.
No, but I'm saying I feel it's for me, for you, I'm saying the weight wouldn't really matter. You're saying the feel, but for me, you would want to just measure the progress, and I know you can feel how you feel.
I understand,
but it's something to get excited about when it's in your favor. That's all. But
what if you feel great and you look at the thing and then you're like, I feel like shit now. It's like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's all if you feel good and you're doing the work.
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna.
It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there.
Exactly.
But I don't know. There's still something about
seeing.
Yes, in certain benchmarks, I'd be real riled. If I were to, randomly check and let's say it said 225 or something. Like I would be
So
riled up, but I don't know what year it'll be when that happens.
dude,
You think that any chance within the next 365
yes,
that we could get to 225?
Yes.
All right, that would be big, honestly.
Dude, definitely.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
And
just stick to the game plan, man.
And you think, like, I know it's like almost like 4 great days, 3 like whatever. I mean, you think that's enough just compared to, because before it was just any days, anything. So it's like that's a big difference. So it's fine.
Exactly.
All right.
Even just you doing the sauna at first while eating like and fasting and not doing whatever.
Yeah, was
better than nothing.
Doing
now
nothing.
You're adding more.
Right.
Real quick to the comments.
Yeah. God.
Where's Tony today? Matthew says coffee only. Brian. Anthony says.
Wow.
Josh
like a
says,
shot back.
By the way, 1 week from golf. Josh says.
He's saying. Oh yes. Pump for that, Josh. By the way,
Anthony says large. I'm moving Matthew at Anthony for Matthew. Lost us the game. And then Anthony goes, Zach Wilson is going to come through. You don't know. He's the golden child, future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl because of him. And then I want scale. I want the scale, please.
It just, maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now before the frenzy.
Did you hear though, Dave giving Zach his credit?
No, but
he said he played well Monday.
Yeah.
And that's why it's all confusing right now, basically.
Yeah.
Because he did play well. And that's why the Jets are in a weird place, basically.
Yeah. No, man. I know you know.
Dave's with you. He was there. I watched it. He said, Zach's not good. And then now he's saying, after watching that performance, he played well that game.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's saying that he didn't play well that game.
You did. You never said it. I've never heard you say he played well that game.
No, I think I said he played okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You never said he played well.
I think what it is, Michael, and that, first of all, just when it comes to team sports, obviously I'm always rooting for my team, want wins in the best way possible. I think it's just one of those things, and like it happens with certain players on the Yankees, like a Donaldson, like a Hicks, where I know the writing on the wall. And I think that's the toughest thing for me, because I just feel like little like glimpses that we're getting excited, and then all of a sudden we're going to think we're going to change our mindset. I just don't want to waste my time doing that. You know what I mean?
It's understand.
Like it's in like, we'll talk about last night in a second, but like seeing Justin Fields have 8 touchdowns the last game, I said it all along. Even Matt said it before that draft.
He lost the last 15 games in a row, bro. What are you talking about?
But he's just so much of a better player.
No, you can't say that, dude. He lost 15 games. He's 1-16.
But
that's trash. That's not a leader. That's not a winner.
But you could just see it.
No, you can't, because he's 1-16. And right before this last game, everybody was writing him off.
But Zach's record is 12-26 too.
He has 12 wins. He has no wins. That guy.
Dude, but you could see it. Josh knows it.
Yes, bro, Tony, I'm with you, bud. I'm so excited for the yes, Tony said finally.
Matthew saying Zach Wilson played horrible.
Matthew, who is Matthew? He doesn't even know
there's
anything.
So much, but also the thing that I don't get, Michael, because you know me, I'm a loyal fan. I want the Jets to win more than anything. Like, you don't think it says anything that I'm saying? I just know that it's not going to happen. And I want what is in the best interest of the football team. Like, I feel like you're thinking that
just don't know
there's a personal vendetta against Zach. And it's like, that's not it. Like, why would I not want to have a 24-year-old franchise quarterback? That's my dream. The Jets, I've never seen that being a Jets fan. Yeah. Why would I not want that? Why would I not want him to do well? Of course I want him to do well. I just know he's not. And I've had to suffer through so much.
That's what it is. It's I've had to suffer through so much. That's why you don't trust it.
But I just don't get why you want to let him off the hook.
I'm not letting him off the hook.
But I feel like you never talk about all the stuff that he's done wrong.
It's just tough when you come into a franchise that hasn't been to the playoffs in 15 years. When you come into the first year coach of Saleh, who's a defensive minded coach, and coming off of Gase the past 3 years, that's tough to take over this whole thing in New York City. It's a tough thing. I'm not giving him any, whatever. I just think, this season is his last go around. It's not this game. It's not next game. It's not whatever game. I just think this season he got a chance Aaron Rodgers went down.
But he had a chance
No,
the last
he
2
didn't,
years. But he
dude.
played. He started
did
all
it.
these
He's-
games. He had 25 starts. How is that not a chance?
What are you taught, Brian? You're being so
But what about the
ignorant
25
right now? You're
starts
being
that he
so
had, though?
ignorant.
But I'm saying
You're being
that-
so ignorant.
But what is the
'cause you
25 starts?
You just ignored everything I said. I just said he came into a dysfunctional franchise. No? Did he not?
But
Did he not?
But you
Did he not come into a
But you're
dysfunctional
not.
franchise?
But you're not. But hold
No,
on.
no,
Hold
no,
on.
'cause, dude-
No. But you're not letting the second part of this.
What?
Because it's yes. However,
What?
despite that, if you're a good quarterback, you're going to play way
Not with
better
the
than he
shit
did.
team,
But
dude.
way better than that.
Not
Way
with
better
the
than
shit team.
passing for 150 yards a
No,
game.
not with a team that's
why
dysfunction.
is that okay, though?
It's not.
But Joe Burrow
And you're
came
living in
into-
last season. I'm living in this
But
season.
Joe Burrow came to the worst team in the NFL, had a terrible offensive line, and went to the Super Bowl in the second
I'm
season.
not comparing Joe Burrow and him.
But
I'm
it was
talking
a
about
terrible.
Zach and
But
the
you
Jets.
just said a dysfunctional organization. It was a dysfunctional
No, they've
organization.
been to the playoffs for fucking 10 straight years. They just got bounced in the first round.
No,
bro.
they didn't.
What are you
Look at
talking about?
No, they didn't. No,
Yes,
they
they
didn't.
did.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
they
they
were
did.
1-15.
Let's
They
go
were
look at the
1-15
Bengals.
the year
Let's go
before
look
he
at
got there.
Bengals
They were
playoff
1-15.
appearances. Bengals playoffs appearances. Playoff 1-15. They've been there. We haven't been there. You're wrong about
But the
this,
year
dude.
before Joe Burrow got there,
Okay.
they were 1-15.
Okay, but we haven't been
that's
there.
Not
That's not the same
dysfunctional.
team. No, it's not. Because they were there for 10 straight seasons, dude. You're
Yeah, with
sounding
a
so
completely
dumb right
different
now.
roster.
You're
so what
sounding
does that
so
have
dumb.
to
It's
do?
not even funny.
But I'm just saying, what is that
because
roster
you're trying to
under Marvin?
compare the dysfunction of teams. Dude, the Jets haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years. They're the worst team ever. What don't you get? They're nothing.
The
they're not,
Bengals had
no,
worse
they're-
record. Look
no,
at the records.
Go
Look at Marvin
the
Lewis
playoff
records.
appearances, dude. In the last 15 years.
But the thing that
What?
you're
But
just
what? But what? They made
'cause
the
thing
playoffs.
that you're not recognizing is
You're wrong.
But how?
Because you're
but
wrong.
no, hold on. Let me just say all of this first.
2015,
Hold on.
14,
Hold
13,
on.
12, 11, 9, 5.
Yeah,
dude, they
But you realize that was 5 years before Joe Burrow got there.
Who cares? The
What do you
Jets
mean, who
haven't been there.
cares?
The
That has
Jets haven't
nothing
been
to-
there since
but
2009.
that has nothing to
Yes,
do.
it does. You're trying to compare
but you're not.
dysfunction.
But you're just
You're
talking,
trying to compare dysfunction.
No, but
and you're wrong.
not. But what you can't argue
It's
is
so funny.
a team that made the playoffs 5 years ago has nothing to do with Joe Burrow when he got there in 2020. It has nothing to do with it.
We're talking about a whole from the
The Bengals
president.
organization. Look up Mike Brown, the owner. He's one of the most dysfunctional owners in the
Dude,
league.
you can't compare. I just read off that they've been to the playoffs. I could read it again if you didn't hear it
But
because you weren't listening.
2015
I
was
don't
the
care.
last playoff
Who
appearance.
cares? When was the last time the Jets went to the playoff appearance?
But the team is completely different. That's
No,
the whole
it's
point.
not.
The
It's the
Bengals
whole
situation was
organization.
worse.
No, it wasn't,
Yes, it
dude.
was.
You're so wrong. It's not even funny. You're so wrong. It's not even funny. And Joe Burrow, you're right, Anthony. Joe Burrow looks like trash right now.
Yeah,
So
but he
now
also
what?
made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Zach
so
can't
now
even make
what?
the playoffs.
All right, and when he does this season, what are you going to say?
He's not.
What if he does?
He's
what if,
not.
What if he does?
Then he's earned it, but he's not going
Okay,
to do
so
it.
I'm
And
going to
we're
wait
just-
till the end of the season. I'm not like you fair weather Jets fans that just call
But
off
you're
people.
acting like he got drafted yesterday. This is his third year in the league.
So
But
it took-
3
it-
years is a long time.
when
You
did-
don't get 3 years
Yes,
in
you
the
do.
NFL.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
when
If
did-
you
when did-
suck
When
for
did
3
Patrick
years.
Mahomes start?
He
After his
started-
third season.
No, he didn't.
In
It was
his third
after-
season.
No, he
It-
actually started his first season, the last game of the year, and started every game since then.
Okay, well then, cool. Good for you, dude. He's got a different story. Okay, you're just hating on him because you don't like Zach Wilson for
How
whatever
about-
reason.
But
I don't know
I
what
don't
it is.
understand
It's
why
like
would-
how you hate Jordan, you hate
But
Zach.
why would
It's the same thing.
I think that's completely
No,
different.
it's not. You have like a vendetta for him. I don't
But
get it. And
the
all
thing
your
is, Michael
turmoil and hate
Jordan
with the Jets.
is actually good. Zach Wilson has done
Dude,
nothing.
he's in his third fucking year.
But he's been awful. Why do you let
he
him
was
off the
good
hook
last,
for being
last
awful?
game he was
No,
good.
He wasn't.
Yes, he was. You're shy if you
my
don't think
God.
so.
He
Even
doesn't
Dave
win
Rothenberg says he was
games.
good last game.
But he doesn't win games. But you let him off the hook. He can have
He
a
won the
terrible
last game.
record.
He won
can
the
have
last
terrible
game.
stats.
He won the last
but
game.
Why would anybody
He's
want to
not
stand
better
behind
than
him?
Fields, I'll tell you that. I mean, he's
How is
better
he
than
not
Fields.
better than Fields?
He's better. He's got a better record.
The touchdowns
Overall,
aren't even close.
I don't even care. Fields sucks, dude.
Dude, it's
You're
not
living
even
in the past,
close.
bro. You're living in the past.
How about right now? He
Yeah,
hasn't done
right
anything
now.
right now.
He almost led the Jets over the fucking
Almost.
Chiefs.
Almost.
If your fucking tight end didn't drop a pass, if all these wide receivers didn't drop
But we're
passes,
talking almost in the third year. Almost.
dude, you're so
But
ignorant.
but
It's
you're
crazy,
not-
bro.
but you're
You think
not-
you think you're gonna turn a fucking the most dysfunctional team
if
in
you're
sports?
any good, you're
in
going to be
sports.
better than that.
Stop, dude. And you're in the fucking New York City.
He's
Get
the
the hell
lowest-
out of here.
But dude,
Bro,
he has the
get outta
lowest
here, bro.
numbers worst in the league. You just overlooked that.
You almost sound like you shouldn't host a sports show. You almost sound like that.
How would
you have to,
do we not have to prove it on the field anymore? Like
it makes me that mad.
But you're not acknowledging that. He has proved nothing on the field.
He proved it last game.
Are you blind? What do you mean?
It wasn't his fault, you idiot.
He lost.
Are you dumb?
But you not watch last game? Why do you every time something goes wrong with the Jets?
Did you not watch last game?
But I'm just asking you
because you never give him credit. He got the credit last game. That's why he's starting fucking Sunday, bro.
But why?
They would have gotten another quarterback.
Since he's come to the Jets, every time something goes wrong, the first thing you say is it's not
Matthew.
Zach's fault.
You don't know shit. Come here. I'll fucking show you football. You little twerp. Matthew, you don't even have a fucking photo. Show yourself.
Let's catch up on the comments though.
Let's comments. See. I mean, Jesus.
I would
Zach
say
Wilson doesn't deserve a chance. We'll start there. Then Matt goes, Burrow injured, I think. What's up, Josh? Yes, Michael. Here we go. Fair weather. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you are, Josh. Zach's numero uno, fam. Matthew says, Gabriel. Laugh out. Barnes is living in the past. Jay, yes. Come on, Brian. Matthew, probably agreeing. I love when Mike's on the sports for it. Tony, thank you. No chance Zach Wilson is better than Justin Fields. You're blind. Michael, Zach Wilson sucks. You don't know football. This is spicy, Josh. I love it. This is how I see it. Zach played well last game, almost won the game against the defending champs. I'd love to see Zach build off that and keep getting better. Zach Wilson lost us the game. You're an idiot, Matthew Ryan. Oh, Tony says, I don't know if that'll actually happen. Josh is laughing. Spicy. Jets did not lose to the Chiefs because of Zach. That's not fair. Thank you. Like, you're wrong, dude. And that's why I got mad, because you're being wrong that he shouldn't be our quarterback right now. There's no one better for us right now. He's the only guy, and he proved himself last game. And if he didn't, they would have we wouldn't be starting right now.
But the thing is, though, I'm not saying that it's not okay to start him right now. I'm just saying that we can't bank on him being our future quarterback, and he's had many chances.
He came in to a Gase post-Gase team. That should have ended the Jets franchise. You should have said the Jets are done now and they're moving to a different city. It's not going to be New York anymore. That's what should have happened after that. That's how dysfunctional that was. Then you have this, and I know you love Salah. He might be a great leader of men, but to me, he's not an X's and O's guy.
I'm fine with firing him. Honestly, I think he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Okay, so there's that. And in these first 2 years, he's already had third year now. He's already had multiple offensive coordinators. You know, I'm just saying, I don't think we ever really gave him the fair shot. I don't think he should have started to begin with. I don't think he should have sat. He should have, learned from that way, see the speed, come in second year. Everything was different with him. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying right now, as of Sunday, it seems like he's all right. And I hope he does well so we get to the playoffs so Aaron Rodgers can come in and finish the job. That's all I'm saying. And then if he does do that, then to me, he's proven himself for post Aaron Rodgers, hopefully.
Yeah, and I would love for him to do that. And initially with the injury, yes, Tony, who was commenting on this, I did want to bring someone else in, but we've also since then we've lost 3 games and are at 1-3. So it's like,
but we were even projected to go 1-3 with Aaron.
Well, we shouldn't have been though, because we would have beaten the Patriots.
I'm just saying though, people were looking at those games and saying this could be a loss, and we come out 1-3. But Simeon Matthew says, and then Roddy Abreu says, Zach,
we have not seen before. So
Roddy,
welcome to the sports sport.
Zach had the best game of his life and lost to the Chiefs. Statistically, he's the worst QB in the last 10 years, but I hope he plays well. Tyler Conklin dropped pass. Greg with the missed kick, the holding call on Sauce, the non-call where Jermaine Johnson was getting mauled, and the defense letting the fall into a 7-0 hole. I mean, that's a great analysis. I almost want to keep that up the whole time.
But I think just a quick pause here for what Aaron says. All that stuff is true. All of it played into what happened and them not winning. I just think if no matter what quarterback we're talking about, if you're a quarterback in the NFL and it's a drive to take the lead or win a game, you can't fumble a snap. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Tough.
I'm not saying it's
tough.
the only thing, but you can't do that.
Tough.
That can't happen the rest of the year. Like
that was a tough
happen.
Play. That was tough in a tough situation. I agree. That cannot happen. That's not how you win games. I agree.
No.
Matthew calling because Mike was coming hot at you, my boy. Lonnie, shut up. I blame all those things before I'm thinking. I'm looking at Zach. Lonnie with the devil emojis exactly because you're a demon. Mike, if this was the case, you'd be saying I should have never given up on Donald. No, I never liked Darnold from the beginning. I thought he sucked from the beginning. Never liked him. C. Barnes, even Cap thinks Conklin should have caught the pass. Everybody thinks he should have caught the pass. Rad, what up? Rep the company. Rad is in the
Conklin
building
sucks,
too.
though.
Michael doesn't understand how much Zach sucks. Matthew, I'm coming for you, bro. I can't wait till he throws a 400-yard game. I'm going to find you and give you a Zach Wilson signed jersey.
But the one thing, though, I had to ask you is, because like I was saying before, you know I am, you know there's nothing more than I want to be able to just sit on my couch and watch a Jets playoff game on wildcard weekend.
Me too.
There's nothing that I want more. So I guess my question is, why do you, knowing that, like, I feel like you should see that it's like, I'm not saying this stuff about Zach because I don't want him to succeed. I'm saying it because I've seen plenty of quarterbacks come into this league and some that were performed better than him, though. And
that's a great story that just happened. And he got drafted by us.
Yeah, but that's probably the only example of that ever happening. It's once in a lifetime feel. And the whole thing is, what I'm saying is, I just know deep down that he can't do it. Like, it just, I've seen it with quarterbacks. Yes, the Geno example. Other than that, once somebody struggles for a couple of years, we've very rarely ever seen them turn it around.
It's all love. Spice of life. Sorry. Hi there, Derek. And I know, dude, and I get that. Trust me. And I'm nervous too, bro, with stuff. Okay. But all I'm saying is, like, as of last game, he showed me enough to get me to the next game, is all I'm going to say. And it's the best I've ever seen him play. I mean, me and Tony were sitting there just, like, honestly shocked because we couldn't believe that he actually did some of the stuff that he was doing.
Yeah, no, and those live drives look great. I guess also what I would say too, we're talking playoffs here. And my whole thing is, if you can't beat a New England Patriots team that's probably going to win 4 or 5 games, how are you going to make the playoffs, win a playoff game? Like, that loss was unacceptable.
I know. I hated that loss. I really did.
And especially the personal angle of it too.
Dude, editing the vlog and everybody talking about the Jets winning, and Alan Hahn, my favorite, can't be 15.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, it just can't be. And I'm just like sitting there post 15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it happened.
Yeah.
It sucked. That was tough.
But see, and then also, right now we would be looking at, wow, like, we win this game, we're 3-2, right in the thick of things of the wild card race. And now it's like, well, if God forbid we don't win this game this weekend, then we're 1-4 and then we're fucked. No,
100%.
It's just crazy how quick
this
that
is the game of the. This is it's over if we don't win it, because you're not gonna come out of a 1-4 start. You know what I mean? With just especially with losing Aaron in the first game,
playing Miami and Buffalo,
100%,
and the Eagles.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
So this is a must win. It really is. It's tough.
And it's tough as a fan to say this, but especially if they don't win this week, they really are better off losing every game 100%. And getting a top pick for next year.
No, you're so right.
Because winning 7 games does nothing. So we'll have to see what happens. But let's officially go to the world of the National Football League.
Oh man, we're frozen here.
Fuck.
It might be my laptop. Overheating.
It's weird because I guess it would probably always do that.
What's it
doing? The ticker's going, but it's still just a frozen shot.
You want to just comment on it and be like, still here, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Give us 1 sec.
Oh, he said they could still hear us.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, nobody knows that for sure. But they come out and they're automatically trailing 10-0 after the first quarter. Justin Fields all night hitting DJ Moore, who had 8 receptions for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. Looks like we're back up running perfect, Michael.
Sorry, the actual Chrome server crashed. Google Chrome.
If anything, like I say, we're adaptable. So Moore was running up and down the field all night, and Justin Fields, who last game really didn't have many runs, actually carried the ball 11 times for 57 yards, the longest being 14 yards. So they were able to get creative, with him, with the runs, which was great. And really, this game was never in doubt. I know, Washington scored that touchdown in the third quarter, went for 2, kicked the field goal. So at that point, it made it 27-14. But then Chicago, that touchdown was really the sealer in this one. And it's just crazy how, perception around the league can change so quickly. Before really last week against the Broncos, they're talking about the Bears likely to have a couple top picks in this year's draft. Are they going to take a quarterback and move on from Fields? And if you look at the last 2 weeks, he has 8 touchdowns and 1 interception, and throwing for over 600 yards, which is obviously very impressive. The QBRs have been 69 and 77 after going 21, 24 and 17. So I've always thought that Fields is very talented. Who knows about the coaching over there? Eberflus, there was a lot of calls like, if they lose this game, maybe they'll just fire him. But I just think he has a lot of ability. I like his size at 6'3", his speed. We saw him rush for over 1,000 yards last season. And I think getting DJ Moore in that trade with the Panthers for the number 1 pick was so big this offseason. And we'll have to see how the rest of this year goes. But I think things are going to start turning around for the Bears and Justin Fields because of DJ Moore. There's a lot of talent on this team. We'll see if the offensive line and the defense can hold up. But also Khalil Herbert really looked impressive last night as well. He had 10 carries for 76 yards. So 76 yards, 7.6 yards per carry. That's big, including a 34-yard run. As a team, running for 178 yards. Cole Kmet also caught a touchdown as well. So I think better days are ahead for the Bears. And this run right here, I mean, this might possibly, end up saving Eberflus's job. Coming up, they got the Vikings next week at home. That's very winnable. Home to the Raiders. That's another game they could have. And then at Chargers, at Saints, home to Panthers. I mean, Chargers, Saints, I mean, that they might have a little difficulty there, but really all those games are winnable. So, you went into this game thinking, geez, I mean, what are they going to win? 2 games this year? Now you're saying, who knows? Maybe they could find themselves around 500. So, great job by Justin Fields the last 2 weeks. We'll see if he can keep it up. On the other side of things here, I know it was a weak schedule to open up, but for the Commanders to start 2-0, drop, 2 in a row, including that tough one against Philly, and then really lay an egg here because it was too little too late. And I know if you look at the numbers, yes, Sam Howell, 388 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. They couldn't run the ball against a defense that really isn't any good. And I just, you look at Ron Rivera's record since he's been there. It's under 500. There's a new ownership group there. So I don't think it's a sure bet that he even makes it through the end of this season. We'll have to see how they perform, the rest of the way here. But you look at the upcoming schedule. They're at the Falcons next week, at the Giants, home versus the Eagles, and then at Pats, at Seahawks, another game with the Giants, at the Cowboys, home versus the Dolphins, at the Rams. So that's a tough schedule. And I, you never want to call for somebody's job, but just looking at that schedule, I kind of think, especially with the new ownership group, that they're going to end up making a coaching change there. We'll have to see. But at least they can say, they found somewhat of a gem in Sam Howell there in the 5th round, who had 1 start last year and then has been the starter for these 5 games this year. And before we do our frenzy here, just a couple comments to catch up on.
Yep, I've been putting them up, but we'll go from all I see is this guy in a golf cap. Am I watching the right program?
Wait, who said that?
Lonnie.
Oh.
And then Matthew Ryan says, I rather have Fields than Zach Wilson. Come on, Michael. You can't say Zach Wilson is better. Come on, Michael. Come on. We'll see after this weekend.
Wait, Matt Ryan said that?
Matthew Ryan.
Yeah, Matthew Ryan.
Is that Matt Ryan from the former Atlanta?
No. He says he lives in New Jersey, and like I said, just found us from the short
clip.
Of me
I love
Zach.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we, like I said yesterday, welcome to the family. He called in the other day.
I heard.
So we really appreciate that, and we encourage him to keep commenting. It's great. So that's that's all good stuff. Josh B, a little antsy for the picks here. Picks ?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah. So actually, let's actually do that before the frenzy. Josh, I don't know if you're able to call in or you want to list the picks, whatever's better for you. Let us know. And then while we're waiting for his answer on that, and he has your number. Obviously, call Michael if you're gonna call. But yeah, just to refresh, from last week, we are 6-2-1. They are 5-4, so a game and a half lead on the company. So we feel pretty good about that. And I believe
sounds like
El Presidente.
Here we go. You are live.
Hello.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. What's up, guys? What's going on?
What up? What up, Josh?
How's everybody doing today?
Great. You ready to talk some more Zach Wilson?
Yeah, he stinks.
You stink. You smell like poop.
He stinks.
No, you smell like poop.
Oh my God.
Man, Zach Wilson hasn't proven anything.
Yes, he did.
Amen.
Wilson,
this isn't fair. Tony, call in.
Is not going to change my mind on Zach Wilson.
What about 2 games?
No, I need to see about 5 games.
Yeah. How about make the playoffs, beat the Dolphins once, and then we could talk.
All right.
You know what'll change my mind? If Zach Wilson gets us to the playoffs and in some miraculous way, Aaron Rodgers is ready to come back, and we need to say to ourselves, do we want Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, let's get a decision on our hands.
Wow, okay. So if that happens, we're all on board.
In that situation, then I'd be convinced.
And I don't know if I'm guessing this probably isn't one of your picks, but and I'll give my prediction. But I'm just curious. First of all, did you guys for your picks? Did you take the Jets game or no?
We did this week, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. So actually,
there's a win.
No. So you actually list your picks, and then I wanted
the Jets.
Yeah, no, I got you.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, list your picks, and then I just have a couple questions for you on that.
Sure. All right, so why don't we start right there with our first pick for the company versus the sport. We got PBM, aka Purple Belt Mike, taking the Jets. He's taking the Jets, getting the 2.5.
Okay, so Jets plus 2.5. I'm guessing you didn't sign off on that one, Josh.
No, I did not. But I'm not. I'll give him an argument, right? I'll give him an argument. This is the Nate Hackett, Peyton game. Look, honestly, I hope that the defense has like 6 interceptions. On Russell Wilson, and I'll take a little bit from Aaron today. Instead of pooping on the horse, I hope they go to the horse, step on its head, and go, I'm Mr. Unlimited.
Oh.
I hope they put it on the Broncos, but I just don't see it happen. Next pick, we got our military man, Joe P. Thank you for your service. He's going to take KC, give him the 3.5 at Minnesota. Look, KC's defense is still good. I think they had a fluke game against the Jets. I feel like, they'll come back and step it up. Minnesota didn't have a pretty win against the Panthers last week. The running game has looked better, but now they're going to run into a KC that needs to see that they need to improve on what they did against Zach Wilson last week.
Chris Jones and the boys ready to go.
Right. And then for our last pick, we got Rad, who's checking in today. Shout out to Rad.
Yeah,
He's
shout out.
Miami.
Appreciate you joining us
He's
today.
taking Miami. Giving the 12 against the Giants.
Okay, so minus 12. All right, so 3 picks for the company: Jets plus 2.5, Chiefs minus 3.5, and Dolphins minus 12. And like I said, I'm gonna, in our frenzy, I'll give my prediction on the Jets game, but I'm just kind of curious, Josh, is kind of a bonus here. If you could let me know from your perspective, I guess, what the score is gonna be, and then how Zach's gonna look. If you honest and really, if you had to nail it, Houdini it, what do you see happening?
If I had to Houdini it, I'm going to say the Jets lose 21-17.
Okay, and then just a rough stat line for Zach. What do you think?
400 yards.
Zach is going to have about $160, maybe 2 interceptions. This game, Breece Hall needs to get the ball 25 plus times. So I hope they take it out of his hands unless he really needs to do it. And if he steps up and does it and he shows us something, I hope he does. Look, I hope he does. I'm tired of watching Jets quarterbacks suck.
Me too.
It would be nice to have like the best quarterback in the league for a change.
know.
And then actually bonus question.
Another bonus question.
Would it be in the Jets' best interest to deactivate Dalvin Cook for this game?
No, I think they should keep him in there.
He just looks so bad, but I guess supposedly this week in practice he's looked better.
The way we should.
Right.
Look at how much they're running the ball. They're not running the ball enough. They're not giving them any rhythm.
Breece is averaging almost 7 yards a carry.
But they're only giving it to him.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. He only has 32 carries.
2 games.
Yeah.
There's no rhythm there. So, you want to get those guys going back, back and forth.
Yeah.
You got to play them both, get them into a rhythm, and I think they could do damage if they do.
All right, so we'll see what happens. But we appreciate you calling in, Josh, and as always, for your comments. And stay tuned for a frenzy coming up in 1 second.
I will be there. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, so that is Josh B, and it is time to get the music. The Jets with the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. All right, let's get the frenzy going, Michael.
All right, America. Here we go. One of the biggest Sundays out of all the Sundays. It's week 4. Load up. Scores, stats, everything you need.
We're back in London.
All right, we are in London town. Didn't Jacksonville play in London?
They stayed there. Another game.
Gosh,
yeah.
Wow, good for them. All right, so at 2-2, this is a must-win for them. Jacksonville going up against the 3-1 with the only loss being to Zach Wilson and the Jets, Buffalo Bills.
All right, so looking at this game, the Bills obviously didn't look good in that opener. They've rebounded with 3 straight wins. You look at Jacksonville, despite beating the Falcons last week, definitely some inconsistencies on offense. So while I want to say,
good call, Lonnie.
They have the advantage staying overseas here, the Bills have just looked great the last couple of games. Josh Allen doing all the things that he wasn't doing, making good decisions, making smart runs, finding digs down the field. And James Cook has been a revelation at the running back position, averaging almost 6 yards a carry, about like 5.7, 5.8. So no way I can take the Jackson this one. I have to take the Bills 5.5. I think they win by a touchdown, total set at 48.5. I'm going to say it goes over that. And we are going to say Bills 35 and the Jaguars 28.
Oh, sorry. There's just a lot of commotion going on outside of the room.
Oh, no. You're good.
Usually there isn't stuff going on. All right, cool. Nice. Houston at 2-2 going to get Matt Ryan in Atlanta. At 2-2 as well, by the way.
Yeah, so CJ Stroud has been playing unbelievable. The same can't be said for Desmond Ridder. And while I think, and this is like almost talking like the Jets, like if we take away Ridder from this Falcons team, you would say top to bottom, they have a better team than the Texans. But unfortunately, I think Ridder really handcuffs them. I love Bijan Robinson, but you have to pass the ball. You can't just, hand it off to him and Algier all game. So I think Stroud, another 300-yard game here. I'm going to say this one goes under the total. I think the Falcons struggle to score. So give me the Texans here. We're going to go 21-10.
21-10. That's a good score there, right there. All right, we got Carolina at 0-4. Oh my gosh, they're gonna lose.
Yeah,
going against Detroit, who's hot.
Yeah, Detroit coming off that Thursday night football win against the Packers. No reason to think that the Lions don't roll here. We know about Amon-Ra St. Brown. David Montgomery's actually had a resurgent season here. Gibbs has looked great. The rookie running back out of Alabama. Jared Goff, I know he's finally throwing some interceptions again, but he's looking competent. He's looking a lot better than Bryce Young. So I think this one could be ugly. I like the way the Lions defense has been playing as well. Aiden Hutchinson is a monster. So we're going to go slightly under here, 31-10 Lions.
All righty then. Another 1:00 game. Tennessee going up against the Colts, both 2-2.
All right, so the Colts have looked competitive. Jonathan Taylor still a little up in the air, but it kind of seems like he's going to be available for this one. And the Titans, I know they beat down on the Bengals last week, but I don't know. I'm not a believer in Ryan Tannehill. I think Mike Vrabel is a slightly overrated coach. Their offense is always vanilla. It's always Derrick Henry up the middle here. So I like the Colts. I like Richardson. Maybe 5 total touchdowns for Anthony Richardson. 35-17 over the Titans.
All righty then. We have the G-Men at 1-3 playing against the Miami Dolphins at 3-1.
I mean, is it possible for an NFL team to score 70 twice in one season? I don't think they're going to score 70, but I apologize right now, Lonnie. This is going to get ugly quick. I'm going to say Tagovailoa here, 6 touchdown passes in an absolute romping of the New York Giants. We're going to say 49-7. And people start asking questions already about Daniel Jones and Brian Dable.
All right, and another 1:00. The 2-2 Saints go up against the 1-3 New England Patriots.
So this is so tough. The Patriots look terrible, but Derek Carr did not look great against Tampa Bay last week. I think the Saints are a better football team. You think about Kamara, but that rascal Bill Belichick, we see him do it all the time. When a team has deficiencies, he'll capitalize on it. So as much as I hate saying this, I think in a low-scoring game, we're going to see the Patriots 14, the Saints 9.
All right, next game we have Baltimore going up against Pittsburgh.
All right, so the Steelers obviously don't look good. Pickett struggled. They haven't run the ball well. They were blown out by the Texans last week. But you look at the history of this game, this rivalry with the Ravens, no matter what the records are, no matter what the quarterbacks are. We've had backup quarterbacks have to play this game, like RG3, like Josh Dobbs, and it's still a close game, even if one backup quarterback's in. So I think you got to go with the Steelers here with the +4. And I think a Steelers victory as well. I know, Ravens right now leading the division, but I think this is a 1970s football game. And we're going to say the Steelers over the Ravens 13-10.
All righty. The next game, the Bengals at 1-3 going up against Arizona at 1-3.
This is so tough. This screams get right game for the Bengals, but concern about Burrow with the calf. The Cardinals that win over the Cowboys. Dobbs looking competent at quarterback. But I just refuse to believe this is going to be a lost season for the Bengals unless, Joe Burrow all of a sudden is out for the season. I think this is a get-right spot. And I think Burrow throws for 350, 3 touchdowns, all to Jamar Chase. And the Bengals defeat the Cardinals here. We're going to say 28-14.
Cool. Now, the next game, we have the Eagles, who are still undefeated, going up against the Chargers.
All right, so this is my upset special of the week. Give me the Rams. Cooper Kupp coming back. The tandem that he will form with rookie sensation Puka Nacua, who already has 501 yards receiving, 39 receptions. Stafford, I know he's thrown 5 interceptions this year, but I think he looks healthy. I think he's going to be more accurate moving forward, especially with Cooper Kupp back. This total is set at 50. I think it goes under that. But the Rams defense, I think Aaron Donald applies the pressure, maybe has a couple sacks. And I think the Rams are going to defeat the Eagles here in a close one, 24-20.
All right. We have a big game, the biggest game of the freaking season. New York Jets versus Denver.
All right, so you look at this game, Denver favored by 2.5, total set at 43.5. And I see this, and we saw the signs, of course, last week with Zach Wilson, the couple drives looking very good. But we also saw a defense that let Mahomes, scramble for the last couple drives, maybe 60 yards, just right up the middle. No one running close.
3rd and 20.
And this has been all season. Can't get off the field on 3rd down. So I go in this one. Do I think that we should be able to beat the Broncos? Absolutely. But when I'm just seeing, giving it my honest opinion here, I think the Broncos are going to win this one 21-17. And I could see the Jets having the ball late, driving down the field, maybe on the other side of the 50, trying to go in for the score. And then unfortunately, a mistimed interception by Zach Wilson to end the game. I hope he plays well. I hope he capitalizes on last week. But I think there's something about playing in Denver, playing in the altitude. I think he's going to unfortunately be held under 200 yards passing and will not have a passing touchdown. And I think Russell Wilson, who has played very well this season, is going to have another 300-yard, 3-touchdown performance.
All righty. Next game, Kansas City versus Minnesota.
All right. So looking at this, you have to say, geez, with Justin Jefferson, with rookie wide receiver Jordan Addison, Kirk Cousins, the Vikings can't be that bad, but they're going to find themselves 1-4 after this one. We've seen the Chiefs fail to cover. So, if you are going to take the Chiefs, at least buy that half point to get it to -3. But I'm going to say, They'll be able to cover that. I think they're going to win by 7. So give me the Chiefs here, 31-24.
And the last game of Sunday, Dallas versus San Francisco. Huge game.
All right. So we've seen this matchup in the playoffs, in recent years. And the common theme has been Dallas just has not been able to get it done, has not been able to beat the 49ers. They've lost to them at home. This one is on the road. And the line, Niners -4. Listen, Dallas defense has been great. Diggs was a big loss. But I just think it's a whole different animal in Santa Clara against the 49ers. I think actually, this is going to be a double-digit victory for the 49ers. I am going to say 28-17 over Dallas. I just think Kyle Shanahan has the right formula to beat the Cowboys, to limit the running game, to turn over Dak. So the Niners are going to go to 5-0.
Nice. And that's it.
So yes, that is our frenzy. What we'll have to do now. Actually, I don't know if you're probably just about to post this comment, but Josh B saying, get out of my brain, Double B. Yep. Rams are my upset pick of the week too, or the Cards over Cincy. I just think each game with the Eagles, they've all been one possessions. And I just think the Rams defense looks good. I love the fact that, you have Nakua to pair with Kupp. I think that passing game's going to get going, and Stafford will probably have the best game of this season. But we do have to give our DTV picks here going up against the company. So we'll go 3 picks. I'm going to just pull up the lines here so everyone can bear with me for a second. So what I am thinking, well, I guess actually the first one is definitely going to be the Rams +4. Love that. Love taking a dog too, because you just all the time we watch these games and the favorites, have trouble covering. Could the Rams lose this game by 3? Potentially. You're safe with the +4. With my next pick here, I'm going to go with the Bills covering that 5.5 against Jacksonville. There's a lot of talent on that Jacksonville offense, but the Bills, I think, are just playing at a different level right now. I think their defense steps up as well. So I think the Bills are a safe bet at -5.5. So let me just mark that one in. And then lastly, I am going to go with the Niners. So we were just talking about this. I think -4 is a safe bet. I think they have Dallas's number. And it's a shame. Obviously I'm not a Dallas fan, but you feel for those guys because it just seems like there's something different every year. That reminds you of the past. And I just think it's like Dallas, yes, the game against Arizona, that wasn't a good one, but typically they take care of business, against the teams that they're supposed to. So I see no reason, why that doesn't happen again. And I think the Niners are destined to not only, make it to the Super Bowl, but win the Super Bowl. They've done everything so well from top to bottom in that organization. Picking Purdy, the last pick of the draft, moving on from a quarterback that they drafted high that they knew wasn't going to be any good, and just picking the right personnel, whether it's free agency, whether it's undrafted free agents. They seem to get everything right. I think it's, that cohesion between John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. So that will be the Sunday night game. Hopefully it's competitive. And hopefully, like I said, the Jets are able to save their season here. And, one thing that you would hope motivate them would be the Hackett comments, made by Sean Payton. You would think he would take that more personally than anybody, but also his players. We know how Aaron Rodgers feels about it. That's for sure. And a couple more comments here. Lonnie's saying, "Who the hell feels bad for Dallas?" Not. And I don't know, Lonnie. I'm saying I don't feel that bad. I'm just saying it must be tough to have a really talented football team. But to just think that when stuff gets tough, when push comes to shove, you're not going to step up and win the game. And Roddy also says 300 yards and 3 touchdowns for Wilson versus the Jets D is a wild take. I don't know. I don't know how wild, it really is. You see what Russ has done this year, and we've seen the Jets, like I said, on third down, not making the plays. Who's to say that, Marvin Mims, who's had, I think they were talking about it. I don't know if it was the K show, but I think Marvin Mims has had 7 or 8 plays of 25 yards. The rookie wide receiver out of Oklahoma. That was a really good pick out of them. The kick returns starting at receiver. Matt Ryan also saying should have started Simeon if the Jets were serious. Claypool was traded to the Dolphins. I guess that must have just happened today.
That's crazy.
And that's interesting because I always thought he was a really talented receiver. But he doesn't have his head on straight, frustrated with the Bears situation, but maybe in Miami with Mike McDaniels, who seems to be a player's coach, maybe he could turn it around.
Definitely.
Roddy also says, Zach earned another start and Claypool to the Dolphins is fire. But then he says L, and he says, Lonnie said, I said not. And then he says, LOL. So a lot of back and forth here. We love that, of course. So yeah, I think this is shaping up to be a very exciting weekend in the National Football League for sure.
Big weekend.
So I can't wait to watch the games. I love, and obviously, when we look at the logistics of it, yes, it doesn't make sense to play a game in England. There's no team there. It's all like a money grab type of deal. But I do love having, that long viewing window on a Sunday. It's great. As soon as you wake up, there's a game on. You're thinking about your fantasy team. You're thinking about your bets for the week. It really makes Sunday just even better than it already was. So just a couple more things here. The first, I just wanted to update everybody on the Sanderson Farms Championship, Jackson, Mississippi. Right now, round 2 underway. And we have a tie at the top between Eric Van Ruin at 9 under par. He's 4 under through 8 starting on the back today, as well as Chasen Hadley at 9 under, and he's 1 under through 8. I knew that was coming, Michael. I was going to actually say something about it, but it's funny that you just started playing it. So List is 8 under, Hostler's 8 under, and Juan is 8 under. So crowded leaderboard. You got a bunch of names at 7 under, including Ashke Bihadia, who burst onto the tour last year, winning that alternate event. So we should be in for an exciting finish and a winner that I would expect to be, 20 under par at least, if not more. And every day as we inch closer to Augusta. So we're excited for that in April. We know we have a while, but before we know it, ESPN will be having those commercials with this music. So we're all looking forward to that. But if we could, Michael, go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one to win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
And one thing I forgot to mention too. Obviously, everybody knows by now. R.I.P. Dick Butkus, the Hall of Fame linebacker, 80 years old, was a legend for the Bears. So many different awards, and just when you think about old school football, before a flag was thrown on any play, Dick Butkus was that type of player, grinding it out. And those guys at that point, were making probably barely above minimum wage. And the fact that they every week put their life on the line, you really have to give those guys credit. And it's something that I think doesn't get said enough. So RIP and prayers to his family.
I'm a Jets fan, Matthew, not a Zach Wilson fan. Just answering him.
And then Lonnie wants me to give him props for the breaking news, and thank you, Lonnie. I definitely did. I don't know why I didn't get an ESPN notification for that. So Lonnie acting as a beat reporter right now.
Seriously.
So we love that. But yeah, so obviously I've talked about it many times before. The playoffs without the Yankees, it's tough. It really, really is tough. But of course it's still going on. Of course we're gonna cover it. And when you look at the 8 teams left, you got Rangers, Orioles, Twins, Astros, Phillies, Braves, and Diamondbacks, Dodgers. And I think the thing that's tough for me here is, I feel like, maybe I conceivably I could see the Braves, giving us some trouble. All the other teams, though, I think they're beatable. We went into Houston and swept them, and I know that was with Jason Dominguez, but I still would have loved to see our chances against these teams. Obviously, we don't get that. So just kind of going through these series here, Rangers at Orioles, looking at this, I know the Orioles, had, of course, the bye with the wild card series, led the American League in wins. So, of course, they're going to be the favorites here. Starting at home, first time in the playoffs, I think they said since 2012. But I just like the way the Rangers have played recently. They've hit a lot better. I know the pitching isn't as strong. And for whatever reason, the starters I don't see announced on here, but I think they're just going to outslug them this series. I think it's going to go 6. But give me the Texas Rangers to advance to the American League Championship Series for the first time since Josh Hamilton was on the team, and they were going to back-to-back World Series with Ron Washington. So think about how long that is. And listen, the Orioles, they're going to be back in this position, but I just don't think it's going to happen this time around. Houston versus Minnesota. I know Minnesota looked great against Toronto in that wild card series. But this is the time that Houston thrives, as much as all of us Yankee fans hate to admit it, especially against Minnesota. I don't see them having any trouble. I think that is going to be a clean sweep. I just think they're going to be completely overmatched, and guys that have struggled at times this year, like an Alex Bregman, like a Jeremy Pena, you watch, you're going to see them do well. And it's going to be interesting too, to see what type of reception Carlos Correa gets, game 1 tonight in Houston. So we'll see what the fans, have in store for him. The next series here, Phillies at Braves. I know Tony is very hyped on Philly possibly beating the Braves, and I get it. I mean, they beat them last year. They looked great in their wild card series against the Marlins. And of course, we're in the World Series last year. But this Brave team is very talented, and we've seen them, fall short here, a few times. And I just think, they're due to break through again. So I'm going to say the Braves are going to win this series in 6 and advance to the National League Championship Series against the Dodgers, who are matched up with the Diamondbacks. And I know a lot of people are hyped on the Diamondbacks, and they looked good against the Brewers. Don't get me wrong. And I know, yes, it's not the same, Dodgers team that we've seen, recently, the pitching struggles, all of that stuff. But I just really can't see them losing to the Diamondbacks. I don't think that they really have a chance. So I think they're actually going to sweep them as well. Just be interesting to see, if you think about the projections that I have here, Braves, Dodgers, and then Rangers and Astros, those are really good matchups. We'll see how these series play out, but just kind of giving my predictions here, for next round, I think actually the Rangers will take out the Houston in a surprise, the Battle of Texas, so to make it to the World Series again. And then I think the Braves will beat the Dodgers, just a better roster. And then I think Braves over the Rangers to win their second World Series in 3 years. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's obviously really tough, without the Yankees in the mix, but we got to just hope right now, working the phones, and just preparing for next season. One thing also that came out yesterday, Billy Epler, the Mets general manager, and of course, they just brought in Stearns to be the president of baseball operations, resigned. And apparently there's an investigation going into, whether he misused or inappropriately handled the injured list. I guess they're saying placing somebody on the injured list when they're not actually hurt, all of that. So I don't know who was the weasel there. You wouldn't think that he resigned for any other reason than that, being that he just fired Buck Showalter a couple of days ago. So that was definitely a surprise yesterday. And then it was funny. Everybody on Twitter was going nuts because Epler at one time was an assistant for Brian Cashman. So they were saying what about when he put Josh Donaldson, on the 60-day injured list? Then we saw him taking batting practice, seemingly fully healthy only a couple weeks later, which is definitely true. It would be great if he got in trouble for that or even got fired. I mean, talk about rejoicing. But unfortunately, doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So I guess we got to just hope at this point, for the first time in many years, that he gets it right, this offseason. So, we'll have to see what happens. But a lot of good football over the weekend. Also the Red River rivalry, going on between Texas and Oklahoma. So that should be, an entertaining game. Right now, Texas 5.5-point favorites against Oklahoma. And Oklahoma has rebounded well under Brent Venables, struggling last year. But I don't see how Texas is going to lose this game. This one coming from the Cotton Bowl, so it should be, a crazy crowd there. But I do think Texas is going to be able to win that one. And then really, I mean, the only other game of note is Notre Dame at Louisville. Notre Dame is like the third straight week during prime time here. Duke last week, Ohio State the week before, obviously didn't win that one, beat Duke last week with the comeback victory. But I think Louisville, while they've impressed and worked their way into the rankings here, I don't see how they get this one done. And 6.5, it's annoying to cover that line, especially on the road. But I think Notre Dame will get it done. That's for sure. So I've been slowly getting back into college football. Had been a long time. Obviously, it's nice that USC is good again. They've always been my team. It just sucks that what they're doing with the conferences. The Pac-12, this is probably in what will most likely be the last season for the Pac-12. This is probably the best we've ever seen them. I mean, look at the rankings right now: 7, 8, and 9. Washington, Oregon, USC, all Pac-12 teams. Washington State at 13, Oregon State at 15. We really have never seen this many teams in the Pac-12 in the top 10. So it's a shame that conference is dying. I'm sure we'll get used to USC being in the Big Ten, but it's definitely a weird feel. USC next week, a big game at Notre Dame. So that'll be a test, especially for this USC defense. Much maligned, 41 points to Colorado last week, 28 to Arizona State, and 28 to San Jose State for a team that is expected to, compete for the playoffs and win a national championship. Those are disappointing efforts on defense. This week against Arizona, 21.5. I mean, it's tough. You would think they should smoke them. Caleb Williams, obviously their presumed number 1 pick, but with that defense late, we saw it happen to Colorado. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't cover it. But I wouldn't want to take it. But I also, just don't think they're going to cover 21.5. So we'll have to see. And then it's crazy. A week from yesterday, Michael, start of the NHL season.
Wow.
So we'll definitely do some previews next week.
Yep.
The Devils handled the Rangers in a preseason game. I forgot who was talking. They were talking about it on the radio, I think with Boomer actually, but just that, little concern about the Rangers this year. And as annoying as it is, hearing Stacks every second tell me how the Devils are going to win 5 Stanley Cups in a row, it does seem like they're headed in a good direction.
Does it? Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be into it more? Are you more of a playoff
I'm definitely
guy?
going to be into hockey in general more this season.
But what now? More excited for Devils or Knicks?
Hockey.
Wow. First time ever?
No, not ever.
Or I guess Brodeur days.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like with the Knicks, I mean, what are you expecting this year?
9th seed.
9th seed. So
fucking everybody fire it, talking about Tibbs. This, I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad. I think.
What is it? Just Julius Randle? Like, what's the problem?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know, dude. I just think there's teams that are better. That's all.
Yeah, but do you think too? It's like they still. I mean, this goes back to like 2010. Haven't brought in that guy like Giannis. Like that's until that happens.
Yeah,
you're not. I mean, unless RJ just happens to average like 35 points a game.
Which we'll see.
I think though, if he actually did, like, let's say first month he averages 30 points a game.
I'm on.
Game winners. You're back to watching every night.
Yes.
So opening night, October 24th. You're going to see Denver versus the Lakers, which is interesting. There's been a lot of trash talk there. And I don't know if you saw, I know you obviously don't like it, but how LeBron was saying him and AD were talking about the Nuggets, that they're keeping receipts.
Yeah.
And we saw the Nuggets lose some guys, but
you guys got Jackson Hayes also.
That is true.
It's a great pickup.
Do you think that they have a chance, the Lakers, this year? Or I mean,
who else do they have? I got to see the roster.
Yeah, I'm actually curious because there was somebody else that they brought in too that I'm completely blanking on. Just want to look this up real quick. But it does seem like it's been a long time, since we've had basketball, that's for sure. So just pulling this up here. I mean, obviously at the front of it, you're thinking about AD and LeBron. Health, always, the question there. Austin Reeves getting the big deal last year. D'Angelo Russell re-signing. And then Christian Wood. That's a pretty big ad.
Yeah,
no?
yep.
I've always thought, he's talented. They also got Torian Prince, Cam Reddish, and then they re-signed Ruri Hachimura. I've always really liked him. So I think, there's talent there. We'll have to see, what happens. It's an exciting time, despite the Yankees obviously not being in the playoffs. But other than that, just a couple more comments here. Matt Ryan saying MLB playoffs without the Yankees is weird. I didn't want to see any. Lonnie saying he didn't want any props for that. All I was saying is I was reporting as it's seeing, and of course, always joking around with Yanni. And wouldn't B. Riley, beat reporter Riley, be the sidelines guy? It makes sense, B. Riley. Texas is getting good before Arch Manning shows up. I guess he's redshirting this year. But obviously that's the nephew of Peyton and Eli. Matthew Ryan, I guess, is a Devils fan, so there is some common ground for you two, Michael. So
yes, it looks like we could be friends for a sec.
And then Josh B saying Rangers. So yeah, we'll definitely talk hockey next week.
Yeah, exciting.
But all just exciting stuff. We really appreciate all the conversation this week, the call-ins, the comments. Yeah. It's been a great week. We look forward to doing it again with everyone next week. Anything, for the fans, Michael, on the way out, some Zach prediction, anything? I mean, as we head into this weekend?
Matthew 2 T's. If Zach has 400 yards, I need a straight apology phone call Monday morning. And that's it.
That's bold. That is bold. So
400 yards, though, passing.
400 yards. That would be something. I definitely have to say. But once again, would like to thank everybody for tuning in, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe, checking all the archives out on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Shout out to the company. We want everybody to enjoy the weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline.